Hello, my dear friends of healthy hair and skincare. Today's topic is going to be a topic that I originally had on my list for now quite some years, but I wanted to give it a more deep and careful thought. The topic today is what do or should we recommend people that would like to try out pomades as their hair product, or as they are starting with their hair game, as some might call it. So, um, for some people, the applicability or the user friendliness is in the hierarchical system on the approach of pomades the number one spot, which I do not share as a point of view. For me personally, I rather think that the individual skin type, scalp skin type, namely, of the person who likes to use pomade, should be considered first. Why? Because I thought about the fact what would we recommend, especially for young kids or young adults that would like to start with a hair product. So should it be oil-based or water-based? And that depends deeply on the type of scalp skin you have. If you have a dry scalp skin, which is basically covering 60 to 70% of all the male population, let me explain here why. Because the general shampoos that are available in the discounter in a drugstore usually contain alcohols, parabens, acrylates, so substances that dry out or have a very drying effect on your scalp skin. So a lot of actually men are affected by that. So basically this large number should get recommended a oil and wax based pomade. How do I know that someone has a dry scalp skin? Basically itching, scratching. By the way, there is a dermatological scratching index, which means if you, for example, feel the need to scratch yourself more than 4 to 5 times an hour, then it is a sign of a dry scalp skin. Grease, in terms of like dry plugs. Types of this usually should be signs to recommend a oil and wax based pomade to people. But then, we always have those with mixed skin, scalp skin, which basically tolerate everything and covers now up to 30%. So we are ranging now to 95% of all the male populations. And a few, despite all these drying out shampoos, have a rather fatty or greasy scalp skin. They rather do not tolerate all the wax-based pomades. These are people that require water-based products, because again here these products contain alcohol, also acrylates, so a lot of stuff again that dries out the hair, which makes it the way a water-based product usually appears, like or a hair gel, as mentioned in my prior videos, making the hair like stiff and by the way, with the reaction with the air, so very crisp and yeah, stiff. So but why should that be? Because for water-based products also they have a drying effect. So people already have a greasy scalp skin. They need some sort of a tool even to fight this and get a better look by that. Anyways, then the next thing in question which led me to this was, what would we recommend kids and young adults? The first thought that we should give is our scalp milieu or skin layer underlies hormonal basically variations which occur during puberty, and as soon as you hit puberty this can vary. For example, from the beginning a very greasy scalp skin, a very fat scalp skin, to a very dry one. And this is quite important, especially for people who hit puberty and then go through it, and then they might require a different hair product in the end rather than they did in the beginning. So this is something that you always should be aware of and should be careful of, especially when recommending things to somebody. Sorry, because if something works for you, it does not make it automatically working for anybody else. Again, the first thought, in my humble opinion and from my humble experience on what I see on patients, is you should definitely give the first thought to the individual scalp skin that people have. And that is probably the biggest benefit that they personally encounter and feel, because somebody who is already scratching and stuff like this from a very dry scalp skin will maximum benefit from a oil and wax based pomade. Vice versa, a person with a very fat or greasy scalp skin from a water-based gel type pomade. Again, caution with kids and young adults. Again, here the skin layer or milieu will change over time and independent of the hormonal changes during puberty. Yeah, that's for me, from my humble point of view. I hope you're well, I hope you're healthy, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, take care and goodbye.